Hello and welcome to the third and final video this week. This video is about the different writing styles that you are going to encounter in college. And what I mean by writing styles is the kind of specific formatting that you are supposed to put your paper in. And basically, we're looking at two different options, although there is a third option we'll talk about. But basically, we're talking about MLA versus APA, right? You might have learned at least one of these styles in high school, especially APA, but just like genres and audiences, the genre of your paper, the type of class you're taking, is going to choose which of these styles you need to use. All right. The format tells you some different things. The type of heading, header, and cover page. APA actually just got rid of their cover page, so you no longer have to deal with cover pages, which is great. So it's going to tell you the heading and header that it needs. It's going to tell you the formal citation system that the paper wants. It's going to tell you how to format the works cited or bibliography section. In other words, what this is going to do is tell you exactly what the end product of your paper is going to look like. Now, this may seem really, really picky and kind of overly formulaic, and in some ways you're absolutely correct. But what APA and MLA is supposed to do is ensure that all papers are formatted and published and look the same so that they can be easily published, so that they can be easily distributed, and so that other scholars who might read your paper can easily find the quotes you're using, the evidence that you're using, etc., etc. So there is a method behind the madness, especially as you kind of climb the ladder of academia. But now is the time when you should be paying attention to getting these things right. Some professors are not going to care at all. I have had professors, fortunately no one is this bad really anymore, but when I was in college, I actually got a 0 on a paper because I did not do the proper APA style on it. So I don't want that to happen to you. You need to read your syllabus. Your syllabus is the final place where you're going to find out what kind of format you should be using in class, etc., etc., and how the professor wants the writing done. But for the basics, MLA stands for Modern Language Association. All right, and MLA covers all the writing in English, drama, any of the arts, film, art history, art creation, foreign language, and communication fields. All right. So if you are basically taking a class that is mostly in a discipline that is interpretive, English, art, drama, film, etc., then you're going to be using MLA, Modern Language Association. Your sciences and your social sciences like sociology, education, and anthropology, use APA, which stands for American Psychological Association. These groups, the American Psychological Association and the Modern Language Association, are largely responsible for generating the rules for how the papers are kind of structured. There is a third. There is a one called Chicago style. Chicago style is used almost exclusively for history. That's because Chicago style, unlike the other two styles, has a lot more use for footnotes, and historians really like footnotes. So we are not going to deal with Chicago style in this class. So if you take a history class, it's going to kind of be up to you to kind of train yourself. But that's okay, because I'm going to teach you how to train yourself with this video. So here are the common traits, though. Whether you're in APA, MLA, or Chicago, these four things are going to be what you have to have in every paper all the time, no matter what. Times New Roman 12-point font. Don't bold anything. Don't make the heading title bigger. Don't make like the heading title 16 with a cute font. Don't do that. Times New Roman 12-point font, the entire paper, always, no matter what. All right. There are some dumb reasons for this, all right? We've been using Times New Roman forever, so some people just don't want to change. But there are also good reasons for this. A lot of people are kind of scanning documents in right now and then doing a kind of text recognition on that to kind of import your paper to something else. Times New Roman is the easiest font to scan in that way. So there are reasons to use 12-point font, but, always use 12-point font, always use Times New Roman. Always double space. Never, ever, 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 ever turn in a paper that is not double spaced to a professor. All right. In the days of yore, the reason why we double spaced was so that the professor actually had space to write on your paper in between the lines. All right. But these days, it is just significantly easier to read. So, always double space everything you give to a professor, unless they tell you they want single spaced. So in other words, unless they say single-spaced, everything you give a professor always should be double-spaced. You want a one-inch margin on all sides. That's the top and the bottom margin and the right-left margin. You want 1 inch. And then you want to, in Microsoft Word, you want to remove space before and after paragraphs. So let me show you what that means. Here in, nope, that's the wrong thing. All right. Microsoft Word is kind of mostly built for offices, all right, and business, and so a lot of their defaults are business defaults, not academic defaults. Like, notice it defaults to the font Calibri. We want to change that to Times New Roman. We want to change the font size to 12, all right, and then also when we go to the spacing section, which is right here, all right, you want to choose double spacing, all right, and then that will, it didn't do it. That's all right. But what that will do is that will give you automatic double spacing, or you can, double space at the end of it. All right. And what that means is, and I like doing this sometimes because, I get a paper that's like, write 10 pages, and I'm like, oh, so I don't double space it, I single space it, I get to page 5, and I'm like, oh, and then all of a sudden I get to double space, and 5 pages turns into 10 pages, and I feel good. So, it doesn't matter when you double space, as long as you double space before you turn it into someone else, all right? So, double spacing here, but also, Microsoft Word, click on this, remove space after paragraph. Microsoft Word adds an extra little space between every paragraph. You want to get rid of that. That's how to do that. Now remember, your tuition pays for a full copy of Microsoft Word. Do not use the online version of Microsoft Word. It sucks. It's crappy. You want to download the full Microsoft Office suite that comes with the full PowerPoint, the full Excel, and the full Word. So that's how to do that. Remember, when you save, you want to save it to your school OneDrive account, not to your personal hard drive. Or actually, if you're really smart, you're going to save it to both, all right? I can't tell you how horrible it is to write a whole bunch of stuff and then you forget to save, or something happens to your computer and you have lost something. If you save it to your OneDrive cloud, it is always there, it's always safe, etc., etc. So, now, going back to here, all right, so these are the ones that you need for APA or MLA, no matter what. Times New Roman, double spaced, 12-point font, 1 inch margins, remove the space before and after paragraphs. All of the other rules, I could force you to buy a book, or I could list all the rules myself, but I think that this is the best way to go. Purdue University has a wonderful, wonderful online writing lab. It's called the Purdue OWL. All right, so we're going to click on that right now. Maybe. Let's see. Come on. It's not even fine. I'll just copy it. It's because I'm in. So. All right, so I'm going to go to the Purdue OWL Writing Lab right now. Now, the Purdue Writing Lab is pretty much the definitive source on how to do APA MLA in Chicago. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. And I'm going to continually point you to this resource. I have also put a link of this on the important information section on the top of Canvas. So, MLA, right? So here we got, I have an MLA style introduction. It tells me about the MLA style. And then most importantly, I've got the style guide. The style guide tells me everything I could possibly need to know about how to use MLA, the general format, how to format quotes, how to cite, how to write my works cited page at the end. It's got everything. So if I go to general format, it's going to tell me, all right, white 5.5 by 11 page, Times New Roman font. Let's see, only one space after periods, blah, 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 formatting the first page. This tells you how to format the first page of your paper with the heading and header. The header is the repeating section that happens up here at the top right-hand corner of the page in MLA. All right? In MLA, it's got your last name and your page number. The reason that we do this way is because you put the staple on this side. So if the staple is here, your professor can thumb through the paper and get to a page number quickly here. All right? So that's your header. The header repeats. The heading is only on page 1, and the heading has this: your name, my name, the name of the class, and the date. After the heading is the title. The title is centered, but notice that there's nothing weird about the font. It's the same Times New Roman 12-point font as everything else. Then, boom, you start the paper. All right? So, again, this tells you everything you need to know. My favorite thing here, the sample paper, MLA sample paper. If I go to the sample paper here, it actually gives me a full MLA paper, properly constructed, and it tells you everything you need. So if you use this and you say, all right, have I done what this did? Then you will be gravy. All right? So, now, that's MLA. APA has the exact same thing. All right? You've got the introduction here. Right? You've got the style guide. Right? Now, if I go to general format here, this gives you all the things you need to know about. Now, notice, APA, and this is new. This is actually brand new. So even if you learned APA in high school last year, this changed. So, APA, all right, is now different. All right, APA, they still do have a cover page. That's annoying. But APA uses a cover page. You'll be using the student APA title page. All right, there's also an academic one, but you're going to be using the student one. So you've got one. It's got your page number up here. That's your header. Notice your last name is not there in APA. You've got your title. Your title is bolded here. Then you've got your heading right here. Then you start the paper. All right. And notice, look, there's a difference for a professional. So that's like if you're going to send it off to someone. All right. So this has all the same things: how to cite, how to build your bibliography at the end. It also has a sample paper. So I can click on here and I can say APA sample paper. That's what I want right here. I'm going to let it load. And then just like the same, right? Boom. There it is. If you need any help with figuring out how to do headings and headers or anything like that, you just let me know. But for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory, as long as you're using Purdue OWL to figure out what you need to do. Purdue also has a section on Chicago if you ever take a history class and need to know Chicago. That's it for me. Have a great week. I'll talk to you later. Bye.